All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast. Now, the last two Eastern Conference champions in the NBA are the Boston Celtics and the Milwaukee Bucks, as both of these teams are poised to make another run in regards to getting to the NBA Finals. Now, at 22 and 7, the Celtics currently have the best record in the NBA, while the Bucks are right behind them at 20 and 7. And where is it some other contenders find themselves currently stumbling right now? The Bucks and Celtics have been taking care of their business. And in doing so, look no further than their star players that are leading them. Now, for Celtics forward Jayson Tatum, he's in his seventh NBA season. He's a two-time NBA All-Star, and this guy is on a roll. So far this season, Tatum is dropping more than 30 points per game to go along with more than 8 rebounds and 4 assists. And we saw Tatum come up big in that wild one last night as the Celtics were able to defeat the Los Angeles Lakers on the road. And in that contest, in overtime, Tatum went for 44 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists. Now, Giannis is not that far behind Tatum as he's right there. He's dropping more than 31 points per game to go along with more than 11 rebounds and more than 5 assists for himself. And it's in a battle right now to be the NBA MVP this season. In my opinion, because you have some good candidates out there, I really feel that so far, Giannis and Tatum have done enough to distance themselves from other star players such as Luka Doncic, John Morant, Joel Embiid, and others in their pursuit to become the NBA MVP. Team record, in my opinion, always should count. And you look at this right here, and you look at the Bucks and the Celtics. They're the class not only of the Eastern Conference, but they are the class of the league. And I mean, granted, both of these teams they have solid quality teams. They're very deep. Both of these teams are, but nonetheless, you think about where they would be right now if they didn't have their respective star players doing what they are currently doing. You think about Giannis. He's been there twice already as far as being the NBA's MVP. But for me, it's the hunger because I really feel that Giannis's game overall took another step up when the Bucks won that championship because he got there, he finally got over the hump. He delivered just a second NBA championship in Bucks franchise history. But you look at Giannis, and he's not resting on his laurels. He wants to get better. And you want to go out there if you're Giannis and the way he's playing, even last year, he wants to win another NBA championship because once you get to that star level, or in Giannis's case, superstar level, and that's a term that I don't throw around as much as other people do because, in my opinion, regardless of the sport, there's only a several people that you really should be considering as a superstar. In this case, in the NBA, Giannis is one of those few guys. And you look at him and he knows, okay, I'm a one-time NBA champion. He wants to get multiple NBA championships. You can see that. He's looking to once again be an NBA MVP. And he's looking and he has improved his game overall. And he's still looking to improve his game. And that's what separates the good players from the great players from the legendary players, and so forth. And Giannis has that hunger, and it is driving him right now. And, for a guy like Jayson Tatum, he helped the Celtics reach the NBA Finals last year. They lost in 6 games to to the Golden State Warriors. Was he upset about it? Absolutely. But I feel that that loss to Golden State has really fueled Tatum to come back and have an even better season this time around for the Boston Celtics. And in my opinion, the Celtics are a better team overall. You think about the addition of Malcolm Brogdon, and now they're starting to get some of their big guys healthy as well, like Robert Williams. This team is going to be once again dangerous in the postseason as long as they're healthy. But you look at Tatum, and everything is coming together for him this season. You think about when he came out of Duke right after his freshman year, you could see the talent was there, and he has worked on improving his game overall. He has gotten stronger. It's one of those, he's gotten tougher. And you look at it, and I think it's really feeding off, overall in this team. Granted, again, the Celtics are a very talented team, but typically your best players have to be your hardest workers. And you look at Tatum. Tatum is darn sure a hard worker, and he's leaving no stones unturned, not only to be in the MVP conversation, but also to help the Celtics club win their 18th NBA championship. And this is what separates the good players from the great. They're looking to get better and they're looking to improve. And I think that is something that both Giannis and Tatum are doing right now. Giannis lost to the Celtics last year in the second round. And obviously, you can make a very compelling argument that had Chris Middleton been healthy in that series, that the Bucks would have advanced to the Eastern Conference Finals, and more than likely, they probably would have gotten back to the NBA Finals and won it. But nonetheless, you look at Giannis, and that loss has really fueled him. You look at Tatum, and of course, the loss to the Warriors has fueled him as well. And I think both of their legacies are benefiting from this, as are the records of both of their respective clubs. And I think there's going to be a pretty good shot that either Giannis or Tatum, get to the NBA Finals once again this season. More than likely, I would be highly surprised to not see the Bucks and Celtics meet once again in the spring in the postseason. Giannis has gotten the best of Tatum in the past in the playoffs, and of course, Tatum returned the favor last year. But this is what it's all about. It's all about the great players battling. It's all about the great players leaving no stone unturned. It's all about the great players doing whatever it takes to go out there and succeed. And I think we're seeing that on a night in and night out basis from both the Celtics and the Bucks, and also in this case from both Giannis and Jayson Tatum. So for my money, I think it comes down to either Tatum or Giannis being the NBA MVP this season. I would be highly surprised if it's somebody else. One thing that I think that could hinder Giannis's case is the fact that, you know what, he's already been there twice, and for it's just an unfortunate part of it. What happens is when you're a great player and you have gone out and produced at that high level, sometimes people tend to take what you do for granted, and it's unfortunate. And I think Giannis has gotten to that level that maybe, hey, it might be a scenario where I'm not saying that people are going to take what he's doing for granted, but you just look at what other players are doing. I mean, Giannis has played at an MVP level the last couple of seasons, even though he did not win. It's just the fact that you look at what Nikola Jokic did for the Denver Nuggets and what he has meant to that team. And it was hard to overlook the accomplishments of Jokic, and he did rightfully deserve the MVP. Giannis is once again in that mix, but you also cannot overlook what Jason Tatum is doing and what Jason Tatum means to the Boston Celtics, and how his game has improved overall throughout his young NBA career as well. So I really feel that you could not go wrong either way with Giannis or Tatum at this point. Maybe a co MVP. We got to wait and see. But nonetheless, I really feel, and I'm not trying to sound like a broken record here, but I really feel that Tatum and Giannis have separated themselves from the rest of the pack. Let's see how the rest of this season works out for both of these clubs. But I think that the Bucks and Celtics are on a collision course in the spring to meet, whether that's in the conference semis or the conference finals. And the way that both of them are going, more than likely it's going to be in the conference finals in the East. But nonetheless, you got to tip your cap to Giannis. You got to tip your cap to Tatum. And I think they are going to be in for a tremendous battle in the MVP race, as well as an epic battle to get home court advantage in the Eastern Conference. And the way things are going right now, home court in the East might result in having home court advantage throughout the entire NBA playoffs. So let's see how this works out coming down for the rest of the season between Giannis, Tatum, the Celtics, and the Bucks. So, folks, that is going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank you for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. I want to take this time out to thank all of you fine folks out there for tuning in. And if you have not already, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. Now, if you're on Twitter, please feel free to follow me at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it'll be my pleasure to follow you right back. There's also the sports discussion group on Facebook at the Sports Depot 365. Now you can check it out. Drop a line and be a part of one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. So, once again, fine folks, my name is William Martin. I am signing off, saying take care and have yourselves a wonderful day.